It just fucking cracks me up. I actually, some of these guys who call, they leave a message or answer your phone for once. I get this fucking message, right? It's the same people that leave a phone message saying, "Oh yeah, this is about your fucking car warranty," and I don't know. I didn't even understand the message. They were such fucking losers. You know what I mean? Can you imagine the quality of their life? Can you imagine the quality of their life? That they have to run these fucking scams, fucking car warranty shit. Could you imagine the quality of their life? How low on the fucking happiness scale they are? How low on the self esteem scale they are? Can you imagine living your fucking life scamming people? That's what you spend your time doing here on this earth. You have a limited amount of time here, trust me. My 71 years went like a blink of a fucking eye. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to spend their fucking time. And it's like, you called the wrong person, man. I'll go back and forth with you all goddamn day long. I don't care. If you're not in my contact list, you get banned. And, like these people, I didn't report them as spam. I sent them a message back, laughing at them, telling them they're losers. Because, you see, they want everyone to be a victim. Unfortunately, not everyone's a victim. I could do a back trace on their call, find out where they're at, show up at their fucking door, you know what I'm saying? With some friends of mine. And that's what's needed sometimes. Direct action where you are arrested. You're put in fucking handcuffs and you're inconvenienced. Just like you do everyone all day long. All these places in India that are now being busted because there are groups of individuals out there that their lives are driven by honor and satisfaction in helping others. There is no greater cause. There is no higher level of happiness in your life that you are doing something worthwhile. These guys, these people are literally crushing some of these fucking call centers in India. And I like it when they get on the phone and they show them pictures of their girlfriends and where they shop and shit like that. Because you see, that puts thoughts in their heads that they have to live with. That's punishment. You see, that information is forever. When anyone there was millions of views on that YouTube video. And when everybody saw you and looked at you and they understand you're a fucking scheming scammer, steal from grandma, it doesn't matter, you lie for a living, that kind of thing, that is fucking permanent. That is what you will be on your last day. Every man dies in this existence. It's designed that way. All of that ugliness that you consisted of, that goes with you. Trillions. I can't even tell you, we don't even have a number for the number of intelligences that I saw there. They all know exactly who and what you are, and there is no hiding because everyone can completely see the life of everyone else from birth to death. That's how it works there. There is no hidden fact. All information is available, past, present, future. Future, yes. Past, present, future. That's why when parents with children have a near-death experience and they told this woman, you have to go back. And she says, I don't want to go back. And they said, well, what about your children? And they showed her children. She says, they'll be fine. That's it. I cannot explain. I've tried for years. I won't. There's just no way. I can't. I've never found the words or even an allegorical story to in any way to describe what you are on that side. When your quantum energy leaves your microtubule system and transposes into that next dimension, I cannot explain to you how not human it is. That's for people who die. I always talk about the difference between dying and the near-death experience, okay? I didn't get to go to God because I was going back. I was going back. Everyone knew I was going back. Past, present, future. They knew what I was going to choose. I mean, there's no, and sometimes they even tell you, nope, you're going back, blam, and they just make you go back. A lot of people have had that experience, okay? They tricked me. These fucking slime scumbags, okay, that live their life this way on earth, that is the lesson. That is who they will be. They will be there with all the other sentient intelligence that have ever existed, and every sentient being there can simply look at you and see your life from birth to death, from first thought to last thought, in exacting perfect detail, basically living your life from start to finish. That's how what I was shown, how you experience things there. When they showed me my life, it wasn't partial, it was exact. You know, I feel sad. I feel sad for him, okay? The guy that called me today, you know, if he was to watch this video, I would tell him, I could hear it in your voice. I could hear your fear of life, your lack of compassion. I could hear it. I could hear the fear, your fear of life. I could hear it in his voice. That he thought he was accomplishing something that in actuality was just an evil deed. And I could hear the fear because you know what? You see, we all crave God. We all crave righteousness and spirituality. All of us do, okay? Very few achieve it because man's created a religion. But there are people who are free of that, okay? Who are self-sacrificing, just great, wonderful people. That's what the universe wants. That's what the universe promotes. I could hear his, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a word to cover that emotion. It was kind of a cross between fear and self-loathing that I might see to his soul. And I'll tell you, buddy, I did. I heard it, okay? I feel for you. I feel sad for you. And one day, listen, everybody changes. Never, ever assume that you can't change or anyone else can't change. You, at any time you choose, because you see, it's so hard to explain. Where they wouldn't show me, I knew that every choice and decision that I had ever thought or made up, every possibility of, was done there because they had it here. They had it here in front of me to show me. I already did it. That's the most confusing part of that. How could they show me every second of my life after I went back? And he said, that's what you chose. And my instinct was to look back here to try to figure out why the fuck I would make a choice like that. And it was just a gray, swirling wall is what it looked like movement. But I couldn't see beyond it. I couldn't see back there. I could see now and in the future. At any time you can change whatever it was you created. At any time you can try to be a better person. At any time. People change, okay? That's the beauty. You see, that's what a true God would do. You don't get judged there. There is no judgment. There's no judgment. It is love, acceptance, understanding. Okay? We take our hell there and live it out. And that cleans us kind of. It gets rid of the ugliness, and then we're allowed to move on to God and join all the other beings that are there around him. We take our place. We did our job. Now, you can be, someone that beings millions of years more advanced than you might want to live your life and learn a lesson from you. We're all individuals. That's just totally weird because I didn't see a mass of life around God. They didn't show me a mass of life around God. They showed me untold trillions of different beings around God. Not the God created by man. Okay, that's big difference between religion and spirituality. For me, religion is an incredibly damaging cult. Millions upon untold millions of people have been murdered in the name of God that men created because they just use that as a reason to do what the animal in them wants to do. The beauty of God's love is to let you have free choice, but this was necessary. This basic thing, these basic choices and decisions you made, okay? It's kind of weird that it matches up with the multiverse thing, where there's the universe where I did do this and the universe where I didn't do that, and universes butt off. It doesn't work that way. But you can change that anytime you want. So in essence, I guess that's a different universe. Because suicide is something that is not allowed. And that's where the multiverse thing freaks me out, because it tells me, just like what they showed me, that you can go back or you can stay here, right? But sooner or later, you are going to want God, because it is so much greater than all the love and understanding and most beautiful place ever that existed in your most crazy imagination is nothing compared to being with God. And I knew that, and that's why I came back. And you can simply get in a loop, for all eternity, until one day, you, like me, you make a different choice at some time in your life. And then, so for me, there's that universe they showed me over here where I did this, and then there was this universe over here where they showed me where I didn't do that, where I did something else that I was supposed to do, that I wanted to do. But it wasn't what I had created over there. It's so complicated. It's fucking complicated. Maybe I should get just a giant fucking whiteboard one day, you know what I mean? And do the crazy man thing where I just draw lines from here to there to there to there, because it's so intricately involved in everything about my life, my near-death experience. When I read about war, why I've been a student of war, okay? See, that is the basest of base animals in man. That's who I heard today on that fucking scam phone call. Almost not even a scam phone call, just a joke, because they knew I wouldn't pick up my phone, because they texted me and said, pick up your phone for once. And that's why I texted him back. Otherwise, I would have just banned him and said to hell with it. I only accept 1 in 10,000, okay? They can be privileged that they picked on me. Maybe they'll learn something. Maybe one of them will run across this video. You see, people that are supposed to see these videos when I talk about my death. It makes me such a much more forgiving person. It makes me more understanding of why people do the things they do that get them in trouble and shit. That we make bad choices and bad decisions because we're fucking animals. You know, we're animals. One of the first things I would put on that whiteboard would be a circle with God in the middle. And then I would show people where we sit in that circle. And I'd probably have to zoom in like times 100 to see us where we're at, out by the fucking edge. They showed that to me. They showed me where I existed in that plane over there with God. If I went and did what I'm supposed to do when I die, they showed me where I'm going to go. They showed me. They said, here. They said, if you don't go back now and you want to stay here, you can't have that. And when they showed me, they didn't just show me that. They showed me exactly where I existed in that whole scenario. I can tell you that we're lucky. Fucking humans are lucky, man. We barely made it. Yes, there are thousands upon thousands of species, but in the whole, looked at in the whole, okay, that was just a very small, tiny little fucking band, like the rings around Saturn. You know what I mean? We're just like, just a tiny little band. And there were more animal species that were still sentient and spiritual enough to be with God that were past us, yes, but not many. I was so thankful when they showed me that. I can't tell you what a wonderful, beautiful experience it was, because my job is not to tell you, oh, it's so beautiful and it was no. I'm supposed to tell you the ugly fucking parts of it, where humans like me making stupid fucking dumb decisions that harm people, okay, versus making good decisions. Doing things that benefit others and not yourself, with expecting nothing in return. I was backing the fuck up when they showed me what my life was going to be like when I went back. Of course, a lot of that was pain and suffering. You know what I mean? I was backing up. I'm like, yeah, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I'll stay here. And because I was still a little boy. I was still a little boy, and I was terrified of what I saw. All the suffering, the bad choices, I saw it all, the ugliness. And that's who that guy was over there. See, that's who I'm redeeming. You know what I mean? That part of me will be removed. And now you're cleansed. The ugliness of that information is changed into something else. Too hard to explain, but that's what happens. It's like washing it clean, and then you become part of that existence with God, and every being there, including the ones lower than you in spirituality and intelligence on the evolutionary scale, and those that are billions upon billions of years more advanced than you. The difference between a fucking amoeba and me, okay? That's how much there are beings that exist out there that are that intelligent. You can't comprehend. You can't even comprehend it. Every being can live the life of every being there. That's the whole reason we do this, and why it has to be done of your own free will. Okay, these are choices that you made, and that's how it's going to be. And we all have to play by the same rules. Okay. There are beings that are way more advanced than us, and they live a much better life. than we do. You have to understand that at a certain point now, I talk about the replicator. You see, the replicator would destroy mankind immediately. We'd all be fucking dead because that's who we are. But there are species who can use the replicator responsibly. They probably determine when they're going to die. They probably have a lifespan. They have an existence that they plan out logically, knowing that on their last day they go to this better place. That sooner or later, not religion, but going to God will be the ultimate goal of any intelligence. And hopefully you'll be closer to the pillar of God than, you know what I mean? Yeah, that guy, I could hear it in his voice. They remind me of the Jehovah's Witnesses that I get trapped in my house. I trap them in my fucking house where they can't get out. And it doesn't take me long before I'm making, and you know, they'll act like, because they have these pat answers. They have a pat answer that they're told, if you say this, then this is what you say. And if they say this, this is what you say. And they're trained, okay? The trouble is you see, I can tell them that I can scientifically prove my points, okay? Through written history, science, whatever you want. Just, you know, stand here for 10 minutes. And the way my room is set up, I get them trapped over here. The old lady thinks it's cruel. I don't. I think that when I do the three guys walking into a bar speech, that does more than anything else you can ever do. That one point proves, in their mind, they're thinking, okay, I need to go find out who this Mithra person is. You know what I mean? The religious people don't understand how bad religion is because they're trapped in a cult. They're all cults. It's not the God of the universe. It's the God that man created because the animal needs to be controlled. And therefore you get a flawed system, okay? A flawed God, a flawed result. And you end up with people like today. Or some guy in India making money, stealing from your fucking grandma because she's can't think very well. And he knows that's how he makes his money. And then he takes that money and he goes out and he tries to have fun. No, it's hollow. What the fuck can he spend his money on to regain his soul? See? The animal, man, the animal will fucking let you down every time. Okay, I feel better now. You know, the call, it made me sad. I could hear it. It's like a tone. Every word carries an alternate meaning. I could feel the emotional fear and anger he had for me. I could feel it. It was palpable. And that explains everything I need to know about his life, how he feels, how he loves, who loves him, how he even loves others, what his goals in life are. All of that shit is laid bare for me. This is how people get trapped in the religion. After a while, they start to understand that living the life like that's pretty fucked up. And then all it does is drag them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into an ugly fucking depression from which there's no escape. And so they look around for an escape and they find religion. Religion says what man should be. It's an example. If you read the Bible, though, that's a scary fucking book full of violence, murder, terror. But I mean, you know, People go to church try to, yes, I'm going to be better. I'm not going to rob, lie, cheat, or steal anymore, or kick my dog, beat my wife, whatever it is. I'm not going to do it anymore. I found Jesus. And for some people, it helps them. And for that, I'm, I'm grateful to religion. But for most, all they end up doing is seeing the hypocrisy, and it makes things worse. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm supposed to do for myself. And the beauty is I get to tell those people who want to hear it, I get to turn it into permanent information, send it out as radiation into the universe. And I don't mind copying to who I am. I don't I don't hate myself anymore. I understand, of course, and I can say that, there are people in your life who will help you. I think that's the most important thing about human life, is that if people just attempted to help others, to bring them up so that we're all on the same level, what an awesome fucking species we would be if we quit trying to find happiness in a bigger boat. I always pick on the boats. Yes, I know. Someone sent me a thing saying, "Yo, you pick on a lot of yacht owners." It's an ideal, okay? Is it someone thinks that's going to make them happy, and I know a bunch of fucking yacht owners because I had a 35-foot. These people with the $10 million boats, they don't live on them. They can afford to have them maintained and sit at a dock until they want to go out and entertain on it. And some people are like, well, that's the life I want. If I won the lottery, that's what I would do. Trust me, you can buy every boat on the fucking planet. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to make the animal go away. You beat the animal by just being kind to others. There is a friend of mine, Bill Miller, he was a preacher for many years. He turned into a gold miner. He ended up passing of mesothelioma. We worked at the same docks, by the way. He said, I realized one day that God didn't want me to be poor, right? He said, but he also said, God didn't want me to be responsible for other people's choices. And in a nutshell, that's kind of how the world is. If what has value is going to change from person to person. For some people, it's having a big boat because it makes them feel like they're existing and that their life is worthwhile, and that, without me, the world wouldn't be a better place. Same reason people go to religion. Some people go to money, okay? Not a lot of fucking millionaires attending church, trust me. They don't. You don't hear about that demographic either, do you? How many millionaires go to church? They're not a religious group, by the way. Anyway, I hope that guy sees this video today and understands that he was lucky that I responded to him. Usually I just ban people. And see, it's nice that you can do that. It's not nice when you had to pick up the fucking receiver, right? And you at least had to say hello, they could start talking to you. You know what I mean? And when a robocaller or a scammer leaves you a message from a local number, you know what I mean? It's like, see, that's part of it. Is I think this person instinctually knew when he dialed my number that he was talking to someone that might be able to see into his soul. And that's what happened. You see, not everyone's a victim. I love it when the scammers get scammed and they're picking on some little old lady, and it turns out to be some badass, computer whiz with all of his friends, and they're going to rip your life to shreds. The more people that know you're a criminal, the more people that know you're willing to steal from a grandma, okay? Let's put it that way. There's a weight with that. We're all connected. Every sentient being that sees you as someone who would steal from their grandma, that puts a negative weight on you. And if you're on YouTube and millions of people are looking at you and understanding that you would steal from grandma, okay, that's a massive negative weight on you here. And that's why I know that they're unhappy. Just like the guy that called me, I could hear it, feel it like a grit. Okay, I feel better now. See, these are the therapy sessions that I need on YouTube. I really, really, really appreciate them. You know what I mean? When I discovered this bridge, it brought me back to when I was in therapy, and a lot of things that were said to me didn't make a lot of sense because I didn't see those options as possible for me. And then here I am now doing exactly what some of those, they almost seem like prophecies now. Just like my near-death experience, the bridge. If you don't have a YouTube page, get one. And learn to just be honest and express yourself. And if you do that every single day, there are compassionate people out there that listen. I watch many videos of people just like me. Okay, and I feel for them. That's positiveness. That's the exact opposite of what that scammer's doing from India. We're doing the exact opposite. We're building goodwill. Okay? It's not that hard. At any time you choose, you can change the path of your life for the better, to be a better person.